Have you ever wondered why Africans seem to fall sick less frequently, in spite of their challenging environment and living conditions? Well, here are 5 reasons that explain why Africans have a higher immunity compared to other people. Number 5 is the game changer. 1. Exposure to more pathogens. Africans, on average, are exposed to a greater variety and higher load of pathogens compared to people in other parts of the world. This is largely due to factors like hotter, more humid climates that facilitate the spread of infectious diseases, less access to clean water and sanitation, and closer contact with animals that can harbor zoonotic diseases. Studies have shown that Africans tend to have higher levels of antibodies and immune cells that target a broader range of pathogens. For example, a 2021 study published in the journal Nature Immunology found that people in Kenya had significantly more diverse T-cell receptor repertoires compared to Americans, indicating their immune systems are primed to recognize a wider array of threats. 2. Genetic adaptations. Certain genetic variants that confer increased immunity to diseases common in Africa, like malaria, have become more prevalent in African populations over generations. For instance, the sickle cell trait provides protection against malaria, but also increases the risk of sickle cell disease. A 2017 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that Africans have a significantly higher frequency of immune-related genetic variants that enhance pathogen recognition, inflammation, and T-cell activation compared to Europeans. 3. Early life microbial exposure. Growing up in more rural, less sanitized environments exposes African children to a greater diversity of microbes at a young age. This has been shown to train their immune systems to be more adaptable and less prone to overreacting, reducing the risk of autoimmune disorders. A 2018 study in Frontiers in Immunology found that infants in a rural African village had gut microbiomes that were more rich and varied compared to urban American infants, which correlated with increased immune regulatory function. 4. Epigenetic changes. Epigenetic modifications, changes to gene expression that don't involve altering the DNA sequence, may also play a role in shaping the heightened immunity of Africans. Exposure to different environmental factors and pathogens can trigger epigenetic changes that enhance immune responses. Research has shown that Africans tend to have distinct epigenetic profiles associated with increased expression of genes involved in pathogen defense and inflammation. 5. Lifestyle factors. Certain lifestyle factors common in Africa, such as reliance on traditional herbal medicines, physical activity levels, and dietary patterns, may also contribute to stronger immunity. For example, many African traditional medicines contain compounds with immunomodulatory properties. A 2020 review in Frontiers in Immunology highlighted how the traditional African diet, which is high in fiber, polyphenol, and micronutrients, can foster a healthier gut microbiome and more robust immune function. In conclusion, it seems the African continent is a natural incubator for producing superhumans well adapted to the worst conditions possible on the planet, thus ensuring the survivability of the human race. Scientific evidence supports this, pointing to a combination of environmental exposures, genetic adaptations, and lifestyle factors that have endowed Africans with generally stronger and more versatile immune systems compared to other populations around the world.